Hello and welcome to the BFL Football Show for another week, proudly supported by McDonald's Ballarat and Ballarat Toyota. As always, we've got Aaron Nunn on the show. Nunny, another big weekend of BFL footy action last weekend, mate.
Huge week of BFL action, Braids. I didn't see much of it myself because I was out cold, but no, it was good. Good
to see you're up and about, mate. Obviously, what occurred with you last weekend, mate, was just disappointing for yourself, but can you get back onto the park this weekend?
I'll have to wait and see what the doctor says, mate, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, just an unfortunate incident, a pure accident, and yeah, we move on.
Very good. We'll move into last weekend's results. East Point 9-8-62 defeated Lake Wendouree 7-15-57. Redan 14-15. 99 defeated Melton South 11-14-80. Darley 13-11-89 defeated Sebastopol 8-8-56. Sunbury 15-17-107 defeated Ballarat 9-5-59. And North City 26-12-168 defeated Bacchus Marsh 5 behind. So I actually thought that was a mistake when I saw it come through on Saturday night.
So did I.
But it's unbelievable. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But the first game, Nunny, East Point and Lake Wendouree. Lake Wendouree have been very competitive all year against some really good sides. And I was just talking to their coach Gavin Webb on the phone before. Inaccurate goal kicking. They've kicked a lot of points this year. It's certainly very frustrating for their sake, and hopefully they can turn that around. I wouldn't be surprised if they win some games in the second half of the year.
Oh, look, before the year's out, I think you'll definitely see them cause an upset or two down the track. There's no doubt about that. They've got some very good quality players in their side. Obviously, Gavin is one of the best defenders in the competition. You've got Ben Taylor through the midfield, Matty Battistello when he's playing. So they've got the core group of really good players, and they've just got a lot of young kids coming through, and they're taking a bit of time to gel. They're not playing that bad of footy, and as you said, they're just kicking inaccurately in front of goal. I think that will cause an upset or two as the season wears on.
I mean, 17 scoring shots to 22 when they had 5 more shots in the weekend, so
and still
they're certainly getting the ball down, I suppose, inside their forward 50 a fair bit, which is one pleasing sign for them.
Yeah, it's half the battle really. You just got to put the score on the board after that.
And they've obviously lost Paul McMahon and Luke Monane's a pretty big loss as well. So lost some Tim Miller, Nathan Pring. So
17 players out of their senior side from last season.
Exactly.
So it's massive exodus.
Now Redan, I suppose they struggled again at the Melton Rec Reserve. A bit of a fright, but their last quarter, I suppose their second half was really good, and they came away with a win. They remain undefeated.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the Lions that heading down to Melton Recreation Reserve. They always seem to struggle down there. Obviously, they lost last season, and they almost lost this game too. If if it wasn't for a couple of efforts from players like Nathan Horbury and Jared Edwards, he actually had I think he broke his nose in the last quarter as well. So that could be a big loss for them if Jared doesn't come up this weekend. But sorry, they've got the bye this weekend, but for the weekend after when they play against Sunbury. So obviously the rest this week's timely for him. But look, they really struggled down there. Matty Sutton still in pretty good form and playing some good footy, although I guess he didn't really feature as one of the main goal kickers on the weekend, so he was held quite quiet on the weekend. But I don't know what it is about the small ground. They just struggled down there.
It's good to see Grant Bell playing some good football for Redan. He's one of their, I suppose, high-profile recruits in the off-season. I know Bally pretty well, and he was very keen to get to Redan, and I suppose a few other clubs chased him as well. And look, I suppose for Redan's sake, he's been a good player the last few weeks for them. He got best player of the weekend for them, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's a very important player come finals time. And just talking to Eamon Gill a couple of days ago, we gave Gilly a plug on the show last week. He really enjoyed that, but he thinks he's the best coach going around at the moment, Gilly. So
that's what he tells us when he comes in the office. Anyway, he's always spreading off.
He's pretty happy with himself at the moment, Gilly. But it's only early in the season, Gilly. So a long way to go yet, mate. Sebastopol last weekend lost to Darley. Probably disappointing from their point of view. After they had a really good win the week before, they would have fancied themselves in this game at home against Darley.
Definitely, and we said it last week, if Darley are able to cut off the supply to Sebastopol's forward and Michael Powell, who's going to be a very, very good player, apparently had an ordinary one on the weekend but still kicked 4 goals, which was a pretty good effort. But look, if they were able to cut that supply off and beat them in the midfield, then it was going to be difficult to beat Darley on the weekend, and I think that's what happened, and they just really struggled against a bigger-bodied side, and they came home with the 4 points.
And Sunbury too strong for Ballarat at home. I can ask you about this game, Nunny, but you can't sort of comment too much about this game. You didn't see much of it.
I did not see much of it at all.
For what you've been told, Sunbury just a bit too good.
Yeah, look, they do. Their depth is very good. They had 4 players, I think, out of their senior side, and they called blokes up from the twos, and they were more than capable of covering the guys that missed. So, look, a really good win by Sunbury against the Ballarat side, who won 5 or 6 in a row and were up and about and playing some really good footy. And they just dismissed them, without breaking a sweat too much. So really good effort by Sunbury and a good win.
Yeah, and the last game I want to talk about is North City and Bacchus Marsh. And just want to touch on that. When you see sides have really big wins, you often see the side that gets beaten still kick 3, 4, 5, 6 goals. To be held goalless in a game is a great effort by North City, and I think it's obviously a combination of both. North City playing very well and Bacchus Marsh being pretty ordinary at the same time.
Yeah.
So look, full credit to North City on a 160-point win, and they'll be hoping to continue that form for the remaining weeks. But Bacchus Marsh, where does that leave them?
What do you say about a performance like that? I'm tipping they're going to have a pretty hard week on the track this week. I think Dave Callender is probably going to pull no punches and put them through their paces this weekend. To not even kick a goal in senior footy these days is almost unforgivable. And there's going to be a lot of soul searching down there at Mattingly Park during this week. And they've got a chance. The beauty of it is, they've got a chance to redeem themselves this week against Sebastopol, who have been struggling this year as well. I mean, they're probably in a better position at the moment right now than Bacchus Marsh are. And it's amazing. They've only won one game, but they're going to head into this game as favourites, you would think, on current form. Yep. So I can't see Bacchus Marsh even beating Sebastopol this week. Yeah, very good.
Now, we'll move on to the Junior Interleague against Geelong coming up in 2 Saturdays' time on July the 7th. This game, all these games we played at Mattingly Park, Bacchus Marsh, and just being down at Mattingly Park a couple of weeks ago, the ground's in great condition, so hopefully I suppose the ground can stay in good condition over the coming 2 weeks, and the boys can play some great footy down there. There's 212 sides playing on the same day, Nutty?
Yeah, Geelong, for some reason, with all the kids that they've got down there, find it very difficult to field a 1 under 12 side, which bewilders us. But anyway, I don't think they play for points down there, and that's why they don't want to bring in the concept of interleague football for their under 12. So we'll enter 2 sides, a red and a blue side. They'll play off against each other, and look, it'll still be a fantastic spectacle for parents and grandparents and for the kids themselves as well. So they're really looking forward to it. We're looking forward to playing Geelong, and it's always a good hit out when we play against them. They're probably the best junior league going around, and hopefully we can win the shield back.
It's a great addition by the league to still let down 12 sides play, even though Geelong don't have a side. I mean, they're still playing interleague footy, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely, and it just gives more kids an opportunity to represent the league as well. So,
exactly.
We're really thrilled with that.
Now, the photos from the Ballarat Goldfields Challenge available online, Nutty?
Yeah, if you click on the Red Photos link on our website, on our homepage, you'll see there's an ad, a square ad there sitting on the homepage. Click on that, that'll take you to the online store, and you can purchase your team photos from the Goldfields.
Yep. Now, just moving on to the senior netball from last weekend, just touch on the results. Lake Wendouree 60 defeated East Point 40. Redan 74 defeated Melton South 22. Darley 59 defeated Sebastopol 18. Ballarat 58 defeated Sunbury 22. And Bacchus Marsh 70 defeated North Ballarat City 38. So probably the match of the round was Lake Wendouree and East Point. This could be a sign of a game to follow, I suppose, come September. Probably the 2 form sides of the competition, but Lake Wendouree winning by 20 goals was a decent victory.
I've got to be honest with you, I thought this game would be a hell of a lot closer, and Lake Wendouree really stamped their authority on the match nice and early, and they opened up a lead, well and truly before half time. So they got out of the blocks quickly, and they were hard to catch after that. So full credit to Lake Wendouree. They're playing super netball at the moment. It's difficult to see them get beat. Yeah,
that's exactly right. Now the big game this week is probably Ballarat and Melton. The winner of this game forces their way into the top 6.
Huge game. You've got Melton sitting in 7th, 2 points outside, so half a game outside the top 6. Whoever wins this will end up in the 6. And look, if Melton lose, that'll put them 6 points off the pace. If Ballarat lose, they'll still be outside by 2 points, but they're going to have to work really hard to get back in that top 6 position. But huge game for both sides. Both playing some pretty good netball at the moment, and if you're not doing anything, get to the Alfred and Oval and have a look at the netball. Yeah, for sure. Now this weekend's multicultural round, Nutty, and we certainly, I suppose, everyone recognises the importance of this, and we see more and more people with different sort of diverse backgrounds playing in our competition these days. So it's very important, I suppose, to recognise their contribution to the game. And we'll see with the goal umpires this week, Nutty, all senior goal umpires will be actually waving orange flags this week. Yeah, look, it's the themed round is something we put a lot of importance on this year to raise the awareness in the community of certain messages that we want to get across, and multiculturalism is one of those messages that we're trying to put out to the community, just to show how inclusive our game really is. We've got, as you said, people from all walks of life and
Yep.
all backgrounds, playing our great game. And our footy clubs, it's really encouraging them to embrace that as well, and to welcome anyone
Yep.
who's interested in playing football or netball into their footballing communities. And it's a great initiative and a fantastic ground, and we're really looking forward to seeing what the feedback is from it.
Well said. Now, just moving on to this weekend's games, a big weekend of action coming up, as always. Bacchus Marsh v Sebastopol. We touched on this game before, but a really big game for both clubs. Bacchus Marsh need to bounce back, I think, and be at least competitive. I think they should win this game at home. In saying that, though, Sebastopol's form has been okay, and they obviously had a good win a couple of weeks ago. They were beaten by Daly on the weekend, but I reckon both sides will give themselves every chance to win this game.
The amazing thing is that Bacchus Marsh is still only 2 games outside the 6, so there's still a realistic chance of playing finals football. I don't think they will. Their percentage took a massive hit on the weekend. I think it was down around 50%, which you can't expect to play finals footy with that sort of percentage. And this is a game that they just must win. They have to go out there. They have to beat Sebastopol. And look, if they don't, then it's I think it's lights out for them. But
for sure.
I think Sebastopol's going to win this on current.
Yep, no, definitely. East Point v Daly. East Point's form has been fantastic. A really good win of the weekend again last weekend against Lake Wendouree. I think they'll be too strong against a Daly side who's probably struggled to perform on the road. Although in saying that, they had a good win against Sebastopol last week.
Look, if you look at East Point's results, with the exception of the game against Sunbury where they were super, they were absolutely fantastic against Sunbury and thoroughly deserved to win that game by probably even more than 20 points. Yep. All their wins have been very close, and they've just scraped over the line. So this poses, the point I'm trying to make is that this poses a very big danger game for East Point, and if they're off their game by 1%, Daly will probably knock them off. But look, the way they're playing at the moment, they've got Dan Jordan back into the side up forward. I don't think they've got a defender to handle DJ. And I think they'll get the chocolates. I think they'll win, especially at home.
Yeah, fair call. North City v Melton South. At home for North City, I think North City will be too strong here.
Amazing what a couple of weeks in football does to a team's confidence. We were only talking 2 weeks ago about North Ballarat City being in dire straits, and all of a sudden they string 2 massive wins together and absolutely thump Bacchus Marsh on the weekend, and all of a sudden they're back into premiership contention. It's amazing how quickly a side's season can turn. Look, I think Melton South, they need to win a game like this to stay in touch with the top 6. They're currently sitting in 7th position. They've dropped out of the 6 for the first time this season. So they need to really get things going. They've lost the last 2. This is their 3rd tough game in a row. I can't see them beating North City, especially with the way they played on the weekend. I think North City will win this.
Now, Sunbury and Lake Wendouree, a pretty tough task for Lake Wendouree, travel down the highway and play at Clark Oval. In saying that, though, we said before Lake Wendouree have been competitive even against the better side, so I wouldn't be surprised if this game's a lot closer than people think. Yeah,
look, season's gone past you. We would have been talking this one up as match of the round, but obviously Lake Wendouree have fallen away a little bit. But they are still putting in competitive performances, and they're going to be on their game to beat Sunbury, because Sunbury are a very good side. They'll get a couple of players back this week, and look, I think they should win it. For sure. I think they'll be too strong too. Ballarat v Melton, at home at Alfredton as well. Nunny, you guys will be too strong, I would have thought. Nothing went right for Ballarat last weekend. Absolutely everything that could go wrong did go wrong for them, and look, they were completely outclassed by Sunbury on the day. It was a disappointing loss, and they'll be keen to get back on the winners list. And look, Melton will be fresh coming off the bye, but 2 weeks ago they lost to the bottom side on the ladder, coming off a pretty dismal performance against Sebastopol. So their confidence will. The rest probably couldn't have come at a better time for them, and hopefully they'll come up the highway, and look, I'm sure they'll give Ballarat a run for their money. Very good. Now, as we said, another big weekend of action coming up this weekend, so hopefully everyone can get along and have a look at their side play. McDonald's Mark and Goal of the Year nominations, Nunny. As always, people should send those nominations through to your email, aaron@ballaratfl.com.au. How are the nominations looking so far? Any great nominations that stand out? Or? A lot of goals, goal of the year nominations, but very few marks of the year. So if people see any hangers on the weekend, by all means, just text us in or email me through the details of when it happened during that part of the game, and we can certainly nominate it. And the BFL Live Schools application, we've been plugging this most weeks, so hopefully people are logging onto the website, clicking on the iPhone, and downloading the app to their iPhone desktop. So gaining momentum. If you've got the app on your phone, show the people at the footy around you, and just make everyone aware that you can get the live scores from the BFL no matter where you are. Nunny, thanks so much for joining us again, mate.
I won't be around next week, mate, so I'm not too sure what's happening with the show next week, but we'll work that in due course.
We'll work something out. We may have a pre-season break, maybe
Okay.
a split round. Or
No worries.
like that.
It's always good to have an audience in the crowd today, and special mention to Brian Ryan, who's a legend of the...
Can we pan the camera around just to say hi to Brian and he can give us a wave? Brian's obviously the boundary umpire coach, so say good day, Brian.
Good afternoon, everybody.
There we go. Great to have a live audience today, isn't it, Brian?
It is, and it's fantastic. So, until next week or the week after, thanks so much for joining us on the BFL Footy Show, proudly supported by McDonald's Ballarat and Ballarat Toyota. Goodbye for now.